8th day 2026. I would like to welcome you to this third day and the final day of the African Pastoralist Gathering, whose theme is building a common African pastoralist agenda in preparation for the International Year of Rangeland and Pastoralists. For those who are joining us today, and maybe you've missed out for the last, especially those who are joining us online, we'd like to welcome you and we'll give you a recap of what happened the last 2 days. So don't worry, sit back, relax, and enjoy. This is an international event, right? Karibuni sana. So before we kick off our activities today, it's always important as pastoralists we seek blessings, right? So I'd like to invite on stage our elder who comes all the way from Marsabit. We share the same county. You remember what I told you about Marsabit County on Monday? I told you picture Rwanda, it's double the size of Rwanda. That's how huge the county is. Let's put our hands together for Mzee from the Gabra community. He's none other than Mzee Tumal Orto. Karibu sana.
Okay, thank you. So we pray in our traditional way, in our vernacular way. So when the word I say, because I will be mentioning the gathering, the people from where you come from. So when I say in our vernacular, then you say Amen. Gasigen gas nagati. Nami ha kakafla jufa watro chin. Nami gari West Africa fe kagari East Africa rufe agari lafa Frenji ta Ecuador rufe kagari West Africa rufe kawagarman rufe ar wolenjir kanun chofram wolenjir kawagati korike kora kakati egi tare didami ja ka arra tare didami zadeti kora kakadu banne akdu ten tam takarda tef tamal afani kam waqa ruga yelchu yamalle dubinte narta dubi mishoti dubinte nini akisi wan da sarrot ka otqayel amin ino bafanna gunino oringalla akunu fulan tigal nunchu fumanu waqif ufnef kagari tuyuraya entekeya kagari gariya waqiflanu itdemnu lejuf rabbin gudan enan nugal akunu qarqette do waqif nu debis amin.
Thank you very much, Mzee Tumal Orto, a very passionate pastoralist. He has camels in Marsabit, all the way to Chalbi Desert and the rest. Thank you very much, Mzee Tumal. Now, I've already promised you, just in case if you missed out, especially for those who are joining us online, if you missed out on what happened yesterday and the day before yesterday, we have a very short recap video which will give us some sort of highlight of what transpired since Monday. We had different remarks by the CS Defense. We had PSs here, government representations, representatives from the United Nations, as well as development partners. So production, once you're ready, let's play the video. We're coming to you live from Kenya's capital, Nairobi, for this amazing event, the African Pastoralist Gathering.
Our contribution, or the pastoralist contribution to biodiversity and safeguarding of our hotspots.
Policies secure pastoralists.
Enjoy. Thank you very much, production team there. And just in case, if you want to have a much more detail as far as what happened the last 2 days, please feel free to visit the Impact Facebook page. I believe they were also live on YouTube, and you'll get all the activities that took place on Monday and part of Tuesday, yesterday. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to hear verbally what happened yesterday. We had field visits. Some visited Kajiado, others went to Narok. So I'm sure you'll want to hear what the different groups did. So I'd like to ask the different group leaders to be ready with their presentation so that we get to hear what they did in their various groups. Today, we'll have a session on indigenous pastoralist women and youth. We'll also have a number of breakout sessions, one on strengthening pastoralist youth leadership and voices from local to global policy spaces, and another one on strengthening pastoralist women's leadership and voices from local to global policy spaces. We'll have Dr. Guyo Malecha who's going to steer this conversation. But for now, allow me to welcome Watson Lepario. Watson is going to take us through verbally what happened on Monday. He's going to give us a recap of what transpired yesterday, and hopefully we're going to get a full picture, a 360-degree picture of what this event was all about as we prepare to close today. Karibu sana Watson, tumpigie makofi kidogo apate moral.
Thank you. Good morning. I hope you had good rest and ready for the final day, and you saved some energy for that. For today, I'll take you through some of the deliberations that happened on Monday, and I'll just like to mention work. This is collective work from a group of people doing a very good job in trying to document every part of the deliberation. So I'll take very few minutes to take you through what happened. And on the opening plenary, we had speeches from high political delegates. We had speeches from high-level political delegates, and one of the key highlights was, as pastoralists, what we are seeking, we are not seeking for privileges, but we are seeking for recognition of our rights, and that was biggest highlight on the opening remarks and the contribution of pastoralists when it comes to economies of different countries. We also recognize different nationalities that are participating in this, and there was an official welcoming from the Impact team on behalf of the host, that is Impact and AFPAT. We went to the presentation sessions, and these were mainly to set the stage for us to get a clear understanding of why we were here. And we first got a high-level presentation on the global goal for IORP, highlighting the 5 pillars plan and 12 months of awareness campaign, which we should leverage on. And this is part of that conversation to build a unified voice for the African pastoralists that can now be taken to Mongolia. The second bit was we got some reflection from Dr. Guyo, who clearly highlighted the past and the past injustices, and now also showing the present discourse that continue to shape the narratives around pastoralism. We also got very good presentation in terms of how we leverage on the COP16 decisions and how that now shapes the conversation for us to be able to consolidate our message as African indigenous pastoralists. The session that followed was a panel session where we had panelists from different countries who articulated some of the issues that are affecting land governance, investment in pastoral areas, and the key message was there is no decision made for us without us. And that was the key highlight, where pastoralists should be included when policies are being formulated that affect them. Then we had we had 4 breakout sessions where groups discussed different topics. The first group discussed securing land mobility and peace. And some of the key points that came out of that were customary land tenure system are essential and must be legally recognized. And the threats to that are land individualization, there's border criminalization, there's disappearing corridors, and the exclusion from decision making. Solutions and some of the things that are happening in the background, there's strengthening of regional advocacy networks, use of participatory mapping, protecting corridors legally, and integrating peace building in these corridors or these policies when formulating corridor policies. Then there's land degradation and climate risk. This group came up with a few challenges that are facing pastoralists in that front. That's shrinking and degrading lands, biodiversity loss, and more drought and floods and increased conflicts. And the response and how pastoralists are responding to that. There's rotational grazing, there's hard diversification, there's niche market, there's collective risk management. Then the support needed for that is ratification of transhuman protocol, investing in early warning system, supporting forage storage, and create conflict dialogue platforms. Then there is a group that was tackling policies and legislation. And some of the major threats are weak land tenure system, poor domestication of regional policies, where policies are there but they don't get implemented. Collective action that is currently being done. There's unified pastoral policy document that should coordinate border advocacy and leverage on existing frameworks that are continental, such as the EU framework. There's the last group, which looked at access to markets and economies. And some of the barriers highlighted by the group was disease outbreak, poor infrastructure, lack of market information, high taxes, and gender inequality in access to markets. Some of the initiatives that are in place, or what pastoralists are doing to address that, forming marketing groups, collective livestock management, such as collective dipping. Then there is species diversification, certification for niche market, and organized marketing. What can be done? So leveraging on Africa continental free trade area to ensure that there are cross-border markets that allow for cross-border trading, and also building capacity for international trade standards. To summarize this, some of the cross-cutting themes from the day, there was unity and voice, which was repeated across different sessions, where there is repeated emphasis on the need for single coordinated African pastoralist agenda. Then something that featured also was knowledge and rights, where indigenous pastoral knowledge is vital for climate resilience and also must be put central, not at the periphery of policy development. Then the last one was advocacy. Moving from advocacy to implementation, where some of the commitments made need now to be implemented. The last bit of
For Watson for giving us the highlight and a recap for what transpired yesterday. So I'd like to ask Dr. Guyo to be ready, because he's going to take us through this other session that is very important. We had different groups yesterday who visited different places, I believe. And I'm sure they have a lot to share with us. So if you are in any group, I believe there are three. There are 3 groups, right? So if you are a team leader of group, I'm told group 1 is not yet ready. Group 2, if you're ready, excellent. Karibu sana, you can mention your name, the group you represent, and share with us your experience. A round of applause for her as she makes her way here. Thank you. Just a moment. Sorry, we'll have different speakers here. Some will speak in English, some in French. So let's make use of our translation gadgets. Channel 1, I believe, is English. Channel 2 is French. And channel 3 is Kiswahili. Channel 1 is English. Channel 2 is in French. And channel 3 is in Kiswahili. We don't want anybody here to miss out on these very important presentations that are going to be made. Welcome, sorry.
Bonjour tout le monde, je m'appelle Bibata. Nous avons visité la communauté Oyinke hier. Je fais partie du groupe 2 sur la dégradation des terres. Donc, je vais vous récapituler très rapidement ce qu'on a retenu lors de notre visite. On va vous parler de la situation problématique ou limitante. Donc, il y a eu un déplacement en aval dans cette communauté-là à la suite de l'occupation de l'aire terre d'origine. Expulsion des populations vers des terres arides contre celles vertes qu'elles occupaient auparavant en raison de l'urbanisation et des industries polluantes. Puis, il y a eu le changement d'utilisation de ces terres-là. L'urbanisation et les entreprises de construction demandent du sable, ce qui engendre donc des conflits entre deux communautés locales pour la gestion des ressources en sable présentes dans la rivière où ils sont établis. Par conséquent, les activités économiques se modifient. Faute de revenus pastoraux, les terres sont souvent vendues à d'autres fins, réduisant encore davantage les aires de pâturage. On note également dans ces zones-là des espèces envahissantes qui apparaissent. L'hippocampe, par exemple, toxique pour les animaux. Et du coup, cette plante envahit toute la zone et elle n'est pas comestive. La consommation est toxique pour les hommes et pour les animaux. Pénurie des ressources, sécheresse sévère et indisponibilité des pâturages. Les éleveurs s'éloignent toujours plus pour trouver de la nourriture pour leurs animaux, oubliant parfois que leurs familles sont restées derrière eux, en attente dans les villages. Des animaux meurent, même les ânes, dû à ces sécheresses dures et longues. Donc, du coup, il souligne la sévérité de la sécheresse et la dureté de la sécheresse, parce que même quand les ânes meurent, ça veut dire que vraiment la sécheresse, elle est très dure. Pénurie des ressources. Les races les mieux adaptées sont souvent entre les mains de ceux qui possèdent plus de ressources économiques, ce qu'ils trouvent injuste. Il y a également des perspectives du genre. En quittant l'école, dû à la pauvreté et au manque de ressources, les jeunes filles quittent l'école et ça occasionne souvent des mariages précoces ou des situations où elles sont obligées de se prostituer pour subvenir à leurs besoins, ne serait-ce que des besoins d'hygiène, comme les serviettes pour les règles et tout. Et lorsque les hommes éleveurs partent chercher des ressources, les femmes et les enfants restent sur place et gèrent le territoire et rencontrent des difficultés pour vivre au quotidien. Des solutions d'adaptation qu'ils ont dû être obligés d'adopter. D'abord, il y a eu la diversification des activités économiques. Des projets comme des potagers et des écoles de couture sont mis sur place pour permettre aux femmes d'avoir des activités et avoir de revenus afin d'acquérir une source de revenus indépendante. Il y a également l'installation de pompes à eau numérique que nous avons visitées, qui est très très bien, qui permet la réduction du gaspillage d'eau grâce à une technique entièrement numérique. Le système se compose d'une pompe à eau verrouillée qui utilise l'énergie solaire. Les consommateurs peuvent recharger une clé numérique et payent une somme symbolique pour pouvoir accéder à l'eau. Ainsi, les femmes ont un accès plus facile à l'eau, disposent de plus de temps pour d'autres activités et l'utilisation de l'eau est optimisée. Pour les agriculteurs, l'eau est gratuite, mais le système est contrôlé. La gestion des conflits. Le conflit lié au sable a nécessité l'acheminement d'un camion de sable par 10 travailleurs, 5 de chaque communauté, parce qu'il y a 2 communautés pastorales riveraines de la rivière. Et malgré cette organisation-là, il y a quand même des conflits qui demeurent. Le renforcement de la capacité de la communauté et de la solidarité. Élimination des espaces envahissants et recensement avec des espèces, remplacement plutôt avec des espèces autochtones. S'assurer que les animaux conservés peuvent être gérés avec des ressources disponibles. Et dans des cas extrêmes, il y a une mobilité pastorale qui s'est imposée. Cette mobilité se caractérise selon le nombre de troupeaux. Et quelquefois, malgré cela, ils sont obligés de vendre une partie du cheptel bien portant pour pouvoir essayer de sauver les bêtes plus faibles qui, en fin de compte, quand même, ils finissent par perdre aussi parce que ces bêtes finissent par mourir. Donc, du coup, ça fait une double perte pour eux. Et comme c'était vraiment un échange entre nous, nous aussi, en tant que visiteurs, nous avons apporté nos suggestions à leur endroit. Par exemple, la réduction du nombre de vaches et privilégier les chèvres. Certains de nos frères et sœurs d'autres régions qui ont suggéré cette technique-là que eux pratiquent déjà. Réduire donc le nombre de vaches et remplacer ça par les petits mouvements et éventuellement les chameaux. Et tout le monde a martelé l'importance de garder les terres, ne surtout pas vendre leurs terres. Parce qu'en restant sur les terres, ils préservent leur identité et leur culture. Également, diversification des activités économiques. Et du paillage, du potager personnel, comme d'autres suggèrent, qui proposent d'utiliser par exemple la laine. Parce qu'on a constaté là-bas que les moutons, dans cette zone-là, sont différents des moutons que nous avons. Il y a des moutons qui ont comme du fourrage au fait. Donc, on suggère aussi qu'ils utilisent la laine là pour produire d'autres articles. Anticiper les dépenses annuelles en fonction des ressources disponibles. C'est le cas d'un frère du Niger, si je me trompe, qui leur a proposé cette solution-là, d'anticiper, de ne pas attendre d'être dans l'année présente avant de chercher des solutions, mais anticiper auparavant, voir les points d'eau, répertorier tout ça et se préparer en aval. Pardon, en amont plutôt. Transformation de la bouse de vache, c'est une solution proposée par un de nos frères du Niger, de transformer la bouse de vache déjà en biogaz qu'on peut utiliser domestiquement et qui peut même être commercialisé si bien stocké. Donc en gros, voilà ce que nous avons à vous rapporter de notre visite qui était excellente. On a été très bien reçus et ça s'est très bien passé. Merci tout le monde.
Thank you very much. Another round of applause of our leader. Sorry.
Okay. Excuse me, just to tell you for English speaker that I have the English version also, so I will share with you. Thank you.
Wow, that's the beauty of being a multilingual. I think we need also to learn French. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. I think we have another group. Do we have the team lead ready? Oh, from Uganda. Round of applause for her. She makes her way here. I'm sure she's going to speak in English. Okay.
All protocols observed. I am called Irene Namongo. I come from Uganda, Karamoja region. This is a presentation for Group 2. We made a field visit to Olorosirkon in Kajiado County. Olorosirkon is located near Kitengela town, and there are a lot of experiences that we generated from the community. And these experiences, we found that there is a lot of pressure that is coming from the urban development and also conservation. The proximity of the town has increased. Has increased too much pressure upon the pastoral land. However, out of the discussions that we made, the theme for the study was to understand the experiences that the community, the pastoralists, are facing out of the thematic areas like the conservation, urbanization on their pastoral land. there are a series of views that were generated from the community. These are the drivers. These are the drivers that are leading to action. One is there is highland value. There is highland value that has attracted people from different parts of the country to come and settle in the pastoral land. The locals have decided to sell their land to different people that are non-pastoralists. They have started selling land because of the high value, because of the pressure that is coming from the wild animals, and also the competition on the little resources. So this high value of the land has attracted investors and also the wealthy people from other parts of the country to come and buy land from these pastoral communities. There is a challenge of land fragmentation and fencing. The subdivision and fencing of land have restricted the free movement of livestock and wildlife, reducing to access to grazing areas, undermining traditional pastoralism system. Changing landscape and wildlife pressure. Urban development and conservation has expanded, leading to the reduction of the pastoral land. There is also a challenge of changing landscape and wildlife pressure. Urban and conservation expansion have altered the landscape, reducing available grazing land. Some pastoralists opt to sell land to access capital for alternative livelihoods. We were also able to establish that there is human-wildlife conflict because urbanization has compressed the community, the pastoralists, together with the wildlife, with the wild animals in the little land, leaving them to struggle for the little resources. And this gives access to animals to kill the livestock and also they kill pastoralists. There is also, we were able also to know that there is limited access to fresh drinking water, to clean drinking water for both humans and the livestock. The available water resources are polluted due to the industrialization. So this water has become a source of diseases because of the carbons. There is also incomplete fencing of national park. In Kajiado, we found that the cause of the killings from wild animals, the attacks from wild animals, is because the park is not fenced, and this gives free access of animals to attack livestock and also humans. We were also able to establish that there is delayed government attention and compensation. And this, we found that, we got from the community that the government takes long to compensate these pastoralists. When wild animals kill people, the government takes long to compensate, or when crops are destroyed, government takes long to compensate. And a human being killing an animal, the government comes in very fast and leads to imprisonment, and you're subjected, the person is subjected to pay a fine. However, in these discussions, there were some recommendations that were raised from the locals, from the pastoralists. They were proposing and appealing to all international NGOs and the government to design community-friendly park fencing in order to avoid conflicts, to avoid human-wildlife conflict. There was also a suggestion that government promotes community-based conservation model to support coexistence. It was also raised that there is the need to strengthen and expedite compensation mechanisms. It was also raised that there is the need to share conservation benefits with communities, including allocating a percentage of park revenue. This because these communities are the landowners and they're supposed to own these conservancies. So there is a need for them to benefit from them. It was suggested also that there is the need to promote inter-community learning visits. This helps pastoralists to learn from the other community, to know how they live, how they practice their pastoralism, and also other pastorally related activities. There is also the need, it was raised that there is the need to sensitize these communities on the importance of the land rights. It was also raised that there is the need for the government to advocate for recognition of pastoralism in the contribution of the national economy. There is the need to develop and implement policies that integrate pastoralism. It was also added that there is the need to conduct meaningful community consultations prior to policy formulation. The community also raised that there is the need to ensure pastoralists are included in land use and conservation decision making. In this discussion, we were also able to generate the clarifications of the existing policies in Kenya. Under the Kenyan Wildlife Conservation and Management Act 2013, the national parks are managed by the National Wildlife Authority. It was also added that game reserves fall under county governments, and private conservancies are owned by individuals or groups. Communal conservancies are collectively owned and managed by communities. And also it was added that ranching is permitted upon application. Compensation rates include Kenya shillings 3 million for injury and Kenya shillings 5 million for death. With livestock and crop losses, compensations are made based on the market value. However, compensation processes are lengthy, often taking 1 to 10 years, which discourages and affects the communities. In conclusion, this case of oloric silicon highlights the growing tension between urbanization, conservation, and pastoral livelihoods without inclusive policies. Timely compensation and community-centered conservation approaches. Pastoralism risks between government, communities, and conservation stakeholders. Thank you very much. This is the report from Group 2.
Asante sana. Another round of applause for our amazing speaker from Uganda, sharing her experience of what she learned from Kajiado. Now, very quickly, let me invite the other team lead. He's going to share with us what they learned as well, because I really like what the speaker talked about. She talked about limited access to fresh drinking water, the human-wildlife conflict. Oh, I thought you were coming from there. Yours is group? Group 1, and you're group 2. This caught me. Group 1. You have 2 speakers. Hey, okay. Let me go with that. Ladies first.
Good morning. I can't hear you. Good morning. Thank you so much. So let's do this. When I say Assyrian Porky, you say Ewoye. Assyrian Porky? Assyrian Porky? That is a greeting from Samburu community, where I come from, the northern part of Kenya. My name is Hilary Semian Lenantoye, the reigning Miss Climate Kenya and the founder of ICAN, a community-based organization in the northern part of Kenya. And so, I'm honored to be here today presenting on the Suswa field visit, whereby we did a lot on investment. And today, we realized that in Suswa, we identified at least 4 investors that practice in Suswa. The first is the SGR. How many of you are aware of SGR? SGR is the standard gauge railway, whereby stations and bridges line cross community, including Kedong land, which is a historical injustice site. It passes through Suswa. We have the Kenya Electricity Transmission Company, whose towers pass through the trust community and private land. And the third is the Geothermal Development Company, currently constructing roads, pipelines, and well pads impacting both community and private land. And a neighboring investor, which is the Olokirak engine, they're operating in community lands with additional power line connection. And so in this, the community, we learned about various concerns from the investors and from the community itself. The first was the community raised concerns about poor engagement and lack of transparency. Public participation and decision-making is minimal, often not gender responsive. And also from the community, we realized that they have divided and rule practices. There was no unity per se because of the confusion and lack of transparency. And so we also noticed that there was a lot of land, there was a lot of inaccountability from the National Land Commission. Another concern we learned from the community is that this fencing from the investors restricts livestock mobility, causing death in trenches, and compensation is inadequate mostly, raising a lot of risk in their livelihoods. Another concern we had is the environment is really affected, and when environment is affected, we pastoralists are affected. Is that true? Oh gosh, I can't hear you guys. Is that true? And so because of that, we can say that soil erosion, flooding, and tree loss worsen during climate variability, and all this is caused by the poor infrastructure that are in place with the investors, not considering the community itself. And we have a few questions were raised by us, the field visits, whereby we asked a few questions like the community asked, for example, we asked how this environmental impact assessment is conducted and how does it impact the community, and why the roads for the investors are well done, but for the community it's very poor, basically very poor, and how land tender and accountability is addressed. We got a few answers, some we didn't, and one of the key observations that stood out is that we observed that climate change is a reality and pastoralism is a critical livelihood system. Let me repeat that. We observed that climate change is a reality and pastoralism is a critical livelihood system. Women, youth, PWDs are most often excluded in decision-making tables, and they're the most affected with this, despite everything. Livestock provides essential support for education in the pastoralist community, healthcare, and also family well-being. And so one of the key recommendation we did on the research and the concerns is we ensured inclusive planning and meaningful engagement is very important, and provide timely and accurate appropriate compensation for the community. It would be fair. Protect the community trust and private land. Maintain livestock mobility. Include women, youth, and PWDs in the decision-making tables. And implement environmental safeguards to prevent soil and water degradation. And in conclusion, I would say that Suswa field visit highlighted that pastoralism is increasingly threatened by poor regulated investment. To protect this critical livelihood, investment must be inclusive, transparent, accountable, gender responsive, and aligned with sustainable pastoral system. The future of pastoral community and their culture and livelihood and environment depends on it. Thank you. That is group 2.
Miss Climate Change. Miss Climate Kenya. Thank you very much for that lucid presentation. Do we have any other group? Yes, a round of applause for her as she takes a seat. Thank you very much. Do we have any other group? That's it. So I'd like to invite Dr. Guyo. I'm sure you'll have a couple of questions. Maybe you need clarifications. You've heard about the experiences all the way from Suswa, Kajiado, and the rest. So let me invite Dr. Guyo Malicha. I'm sure you're familiar with him. He was here yesterday during the panel discussion and the rest. So a round of applause for Daktari as he takes us through this very important session. And just a reminder, to make use of the translation gadgets. Channel 1, we said, is what? English, Channel 2, and Channel 3. Thank you very much.
Okay, good morning. We are now going to the next part, which I think is the group work. Is it possible you project for me the program or the agenda? As the projects, because you're going to have now French speakers interacting alone and English speakers. Just to make my life easier, if you're a French speaker, please shift to this side. If you're an English speaker, move to this side. Because we're going to do the group, so that we're going to divide people into 2 groups. It will be difficult it's 4 groups, but 2 French, 2 English. So that I count quite easily. If you're a French speaker and you're on this side, move this way. If you're an English speaker and you're on this side, please move this way. Oh, more French speakers on that side? No, it's fine. I think it's the same. Yes. There are many Francophone here. That's what. So, since you have quite a number of Francophone on this side, please just make it easy for me. Move this side. I think it's just the first row who are Francophone speakers. Yes. Okay? Sorry? This side. Yeah. Tous les francophones? Okay. This one. The only one I know is, I said the only French I know is écouter et répéter. So I'll repeat after you. Continue. If you're a French speaker, on this side, anybody want to be in English class? I think English speakers? This side. Yes. Yes, because if you speak also both French and English, go to the Francophone. Please, we need you in the Francophone. If you speak French, yes, please. On this side. Okay, very good. Thank you. So, okay, please have a seat. Sit down so that we do it very fast. So, as you can see, our group work is the first group is on the youth leadership and voice, and the second is on the women leadership and voice. So basically, your question will be the same, but discussing from the perspective of youth in the first group, the second from the perspective of women. So, because of that, I need two groups. So I'm going to count for the Anglophone. 1, 2, 1, 2. Very easy. So, if you are very attentive, then you'll make my life easier. If you are not, then you say, ask the next person, what was yours? Then we're going to stay here for very long. So, because you have 1 hour for this assignment, I will start from here. 1. You see, I told you right now. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay? 1, 1. Don't forget your number. I don't want anybody to come and ask me, what was my number? Because I don't remember. 2, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? 1, 2 on the phone. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? 1. Don't look up at the back. You're the one I'm addressing. 2, 1, 2, 1. My friend, you're very far. Look at me. 1. That's your number. Don't forget. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2. People on the phone. Anybody's on the phone, we're going to create a new group for you so that you'll sing for us when you come back. Okay? 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. 2, 2, okay? 1. Those at the back, now you have to help me. Otherwise, if you are looking on the side, I can't know where you are. What was your number, last number? Okay? Continue, please, quickly. 1, Uganda. 1, 2, 1. I think that those guys at the back will be, you're making my life difficult. Okay? Let's finish this quickly. You are number 1. Okay? 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? 1, 2. You're supposed to be there. You're going to make my life difficult. Go there. Basiru. 1, 2, 1, 2. At the back. I think she's very far away. She's praying. 1, 2. Okay. Good. Now you're a French speaker. God, you should be at the back. You see? They are hiding here. Okay? So, as I divide the French speakers, you're done? Using the line? Okay. If you are a facilitator, come here. Facilitator, scroll down for me. Scroll down. Scroll. Your computer is very slow. Okay, good. Here. Facilitator Joshua, Lisa, come here. Nasiro, so. Dr. Dorin, come here. Isatu Omaru. You are? Oh, Joshua, see here. So, all number one, we're going to tackle youth. All number two, we're going to tackle women. Okay? So, number one, facilitators is Joshua and Nasiro. For French, Nasiro? You don't know Nasiro? Isatu, yes. Okay, Isatu. Okay. Nasiru, all number one, French, Francophone, you move out with them. Okay? Number one, Francophone, they're here. If you are here, go with Isatu. If you are number one. Isatu? Okay, please take your team. You'll make my life very easy if you move out with your team. Okay, and you move out with your women. Okay? Oh, this is youth. It's number? Okay, this is number two. Okay, number two, youth. Number one, women. Okay? So, if you are Francophone, you use this room. Okay? So, I'm told number two, number two, youth. Number two? Okay, please if you are number two, please come. They follow you. All number two, your room will be outside. Okay? Okay, whichever you agree. No. They changed the rule. Number two, youth number two. Mm-hmm. You're number two. All number two, follow you, please. You can. Okay. All number one, Joshua. Yes. The other side. So, no. You're not this. Yours is women. Yours is women. Because we swapped. Yes. Okay. Leave this one. Okay, so you're number one. Yes. Women, okay? Joshua. No, it's fine. The question is the same. Yes. Okay? Okay, you will be facilitated by Impact team to show you the room for those who are stepping out. Okay? Okay. Number two, youth. Number one, women. No. Okay. Now, no, listen. Okay, listen, because we have to be consistent. This group, number two, is discussing. Number two is discussing youth. Number one is discussing women. So, please, all number two, we're going to discuss youth. Number one, women. As you step out, so that I'll follow you and check. Okay? Thank you. You're supposed to go with your people. You're seated here. So, if you're here, I don't know where you're going. Just get out, and then you organize yourself outside. Just get out, look for number one. The leader is outside. This door is closed, I think. Check. One, please. And number two, Moderator is outside.
Let me just say, French guys are also discussing this separate, right? So that they are not going together like translation. Yeah, it's perfect. It's okay now. It's clear. Yes, it's clear.
It's a great pleasure to be here and welcome you to Nairobi, but also to the major event of the International Year of Rangelands and Pastoralists.
It is an honor that we have this recognition by the UN for the International Year for Rangelands and Pastoralism, intended to create awareness, but also recast and focus on deliberate investment in support of pastoralism. As a child from a pastoralist community, I am always very happy to join this group and pledge loyalty and give a lot of gratitude to people who have helped shape my thinking, given me both regional and international exposure.
The pastoralist community's lives have been improved. Many appointments have been made to recognize the rights of pastoralists.
The reason that we choose Kenya, of course, because of the diversity of Kenya, because of many indigenous pastoralist communities that are living in Kenya that can represent the rest of the pastoral peoples around Africa. This gathering have the communities that coming from the four corners of Africa, not only those who speak English, but we have French speakers, we have Arabic speakers, we have the camel herders, the sheep herders, the cattle herders.
In the space of representation and inclusion, the voice of indigenous peoples is now louder than ever. Of course, we are talking about a very significant journey to Mongolia for the COP17 and consolidating our voices around this key recognition.
We're coming to you live from Kenya's capital, Nairobi, for this amazing event, the African Pastoralist Gathering.
Our contribution, or the pastoralist contribution to biodiversity and safeguarding of our hotspots